Joining us now is Pete's head coach, Rob Wilson, and Avery Hayes. Coach, your team coming back from behind after Game 6 and now winning Game 7. How proud are you of your team's effort tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they've been outstanding, really, the battle, but both teams were. I mean, I got to take my hat off to North Bay. They were exceptional, and an exceptional season. I mean, I just said to Ryan, 2 conference finals in a row. That's pretty hard to do, especially in this league with the recycling of young guys in and stuff like that. And they deserve a lot of credit. And you know what? This could have went in any direction at any time with a bounce either way. It was really hard fought. I think they deserve a ton of credit for the season they've had. I am very proud of our team, though. The guy beside me was banged up early. Just played through things and comes up with a massive goal last night and has been a real leader. I feel like he's been with us for 2 or 3 years, even though I know he had great years in Hamilton. He's been such a leader since he's come here. So just a great group. The group really came together and really proud of the group.
Avery, your team enters the OHL Championship Series for the first time in 17 years. How does it feel to be a part of this team now, heading into that?
I mean, it's amazing. I've only been here for 4-ish months, and these guys are already like a family to me, and they're all my brothers. I mean, it's so easy to play for them, and I'm sure they'd say the same about all the other guys in the room. So I'm just so happy to be going to the finals again, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
Clark Heipel here from the OHL Tonight, your TV. Question for Coach. A team rep was watching from the window here, and he stated the minutes that Owen Beck put in, especially in the third period, blocking a shot in the dying moments. What impact did he have on the direction of the result tonight?
Becker's been another guy that just his face-off percentages through the roof, his block shots at key times. He scores that goal that really gets us going. Yeah, he's been a huge pickup. We wanted him. He was, obviously Avery and Whitey from Hamilton, their experience and everything. But Becker, when we heard Mississauga were maybe possibly looking to go in a different direction, he was a guy that we were really hungry to get, and we, gave up a lot for him. And but you see why. You see why. He's been just fantastic in so many areas. Why Montreal's so high on him, the way he's been playing. I mean, I gotta also add, our captain's been just outstanding for us with shot blocks all playoffs. I mean, if you talk to the players, they love this guy. And he's at the hospital right now. But Sean has come out huge for us in this playoff, and he's such a big part of this group. And I know the players love him, but the coaching staff think the world of him too. And not many guys will go into a game and block a shot with his face, and he did it twice tonight. And unfortunately, he's at the hospital now, but he's just bumped that we won. So I had to get something in for Sean because he deserves it.
Coach, first off, can you talk about, obviously, Spearing going out and Perdeller as well, just how you were able to really shift the lines and make it work without those 2 guys out there getting hurt and being able, the rest of the guys, to rally around that and make sure that you guys were still going to have the bodies to be able to go out and win this game?
Well, you know what, it becomes then you're trying to get a young guy in the lineup, and I thought McCallum did a phenomenal job, and he was really good earlier in the series when we got him in, and full confidence in him, and he's a very bright young player for us. He's only 16, but he did a real good job for us to take some minutes and soak some minutes for us, and then we just shuffled around guys, and guys. The one thing I'm a big believer in during the regular season is getting guys playing with so many different combinations, and because then, guys get used to tendencies later on in the season, and we were able to do that tonight. And, when you do that a lot, you're able to shift, and then you can go, oh, yeah, well, he played with him, and he's played with him, and it just comes off the top of your head. So for us, we were able to get those combinations out there. We knew that we could pretty much play anyone with anybody, and we have. And the guys did a great job with that, and everybody was just ready to go, and the bench was lively, and you couldn't give a guys enough ice. When you look at the way the group was, like I said, that was a huge goal by Becker, and then Otter comes up with a big goal for us, and then JR gets the winner. Well, they were all shuffled around. I mean, all game, and that was a huge goal by JR tonight to put us into this final.
follow up to Rob. Can you just talk about how proud you and your coaching staff are of getting all these individuals to buy in as a unit? You obviously had a great team on paper, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily generate to being the best team. How can you talk about those guys buying into the process and the system as you spoke about, and how proud you are of each of those guys being able to do that?
Yeah, and I can tell you it's not easy for them. I can be miserable. I'm sure Hazy can tell you that. I can be miserable. So yeah, you know what though, we talked about it a lot, and we knew that. Like I wasn't that concerned about it. I know other people are, they were saying, well, what's going on in Peterborough, but we had to find our feet, we had to find our way, we had to find our combinations, and full credit. But the guys we went out all got character. Like when we added guys to our group that have character, and people were looking past that, and we weren't. We weren't looking past that at all, and they came in and they fit in right away. Hazy talked about like this group is already like brothers. They are. It's amazing that like, how close they are already, and they will do anything for each other. So that's a big part of it. And like I said, there were some ups and downs and some challenges during that time, but I think we all felt that when playoffs came, we were going to come together. You never know what's going to happen, but you felt that we're going to come together and be a very difficult team to beat.
And one quickly for Avery, can you just talk about the emotions of the last few nights, getting the game winner last night, coming out with a big victory tonight, and looking ahead to you're going to be facing some of your old Hamilton Bulldogs teammates for another OHL championship in Humphrey, Diaco, and Winterton. Can you just talk about the challenges that might present and just the emotions of the last 24 hours?
Yeah, yesterday was one of the most emotional games I feel like I've ever played in my career, and it felt great to get that goal in overtime. It was kind of like a sigh of relief. I never had a doubt that we were going to lose that game, but just to see that puck going at the end, it felt great to know we were going to a Game 7 and having such a quick turnaround today. I feel like it kind of helped us to build off that, knowing they have such a good crowd here. So I feel like that helped us have our own kind of momentum on the bench and in the locker room. And then playing against my old teammates, it'll be fun. I love all those guys, but it's hockey. They're friends. They're one of my best friends off the ice. But once we get on the ice, it's a battle. So they know that too, and I'm excited to play London. They're a great hockey team. So we'll see where that series goes.
Coach, you mentioned character, and I wanted to ask, bringing in a guy like Avery and then Gavin White, who have the championship pedigree, who've been to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and won a championship. How important was that to get that kind of experience moving into the playoffs coming in?
Huge, and the both about Whitey and Hazy is they're probably better people than players, and that's pretty hard. And that's what we had heard from a lot of people. And the hockey world's small, so you start to get to talk to people, and the things that people talk about with Whitey and Hazy are, how great a teammates they are first. And it's been nothing but fantastic having those guys on this team.
Follow up to you, Avery, kind of same thing, having that championship experience last year with Gavin and everything, going now into the championship series and even facing off against North Bay in the Eastern Conference here. Just your thoughts on that experience coming into this series and moving on.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of like a deja vu kind of thing for me and Whitey being here around a year ago today. In the same kind of situation with a chance to close it out in North Bay, and we happened to do it again, which is a great feeling. And yeah, the championship pedigree, I feel like me and Whitey just we learned last year so much in playoffs and through the regular season on what it takes to win those high pressure games, and we have other guys on the team that have won at other levels, World Juniors, minor hockey, and conference championships and stuff like that. So we have such a talented group, and even more than the talent we have more character, I feel like, than that. So that's the biggest thing I feel like with this group, why we've made it this far and why I feel like we have a chance to take it all the way.
One more question for Avery, if you don't mind. Thursday comes quick. How do you get yourself in a good position to be ready for Game 1 against the Knights?
Yeah, tonight we're gonna take our time to kind of celebrate this moment as a team, because it's such a big moment that you don't get too often in your life. You only have 5-ish years in junior hockey. You don't get to win a conference championship much. So we're gonna take this time as a team and kind of celebrate on the bus. But then starting tomorrow, it's right. We point all our direction towards London. So I'm excited for that challenge. We'll see where it goes.
Avery, Coach, congratulations. We'll be joined by North Bay momentarily. Joining us now is Battalion Head Coach Ryan Olahan and Ty Nelson. Coach, a tough outcome for your team out there tonight. Your players left it all on the ice. Can you speak on the effort that you saw out there from your team?
Yeah, obviously this is a tough thing to do right now. They gave us everything they had, our players. I mean, I think the big thing is such a special group that we had this year with our guys. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize that we've been building this for 4 years now with the same guys, the drafts that have come through, everything that has worked to get to where we are. And, you know, we really thought that we had as good a chance as anybody to win at the end of the day here. So it's tough. For sure, I give credit to the Peterborough Petes and congratulations. It's a big victory. But just for us, you know, I couldn't be more proud of our group and the effort. And you go on all season long, the adversity we faced, everything. So a special group of guys, it's going to be tough to say goodbye to a lot of them.
Ty, speaking on that special group of guys, is there something to be said to have the honor of spending so much time on and off the ice with your teammates this season?
Absolutely. I think, you know what, in the OHL, you're spending every day with your teammates, and for us, we created a brotherhood in that room. And I mean, like Coach said, it's going to be tough to say goodbye to some of the guys moving on. And I think for us, we had such a tight group, but I think it's just a see you later. It's not a goodbye. We're always going to be in touch because of how tight we were in that group there.
Question for Coach. Can you give us just maybe an example of one memory that you'll have from how special this group was? Something that's really stuck out over the past playoff run that you can comment on, if you don't mind.
I don't know if I have one specific one. I mean, you just look at our journey. What was tonight? Game 20? That's a lot of memories, you know. It's the Game 7s, of course. Some of the amazing moments in this building. I mean, it came back to life. This is amazing. And Adam said it best to the guys just in the room that, you know, these guys like him beside me. But when we came in and we took over, it was the Liam Arnsby's, that group that you're introducing yourself to. And then all of a sudden it's like this. We're here with 4,200 plus cheering these guys on. It's just an amazing thing. So I think just that sticks out to me more than anything.
Question for you, Ty. I wanted to ask, you know, coming through the pandemic and not really having many fans, but now to play through in front of sold out fans here in the Gardens, just what was that like being out on the ice and experiencing that in the seventh man out in full force?
I mean, it's incredible just to see the support that we had from the community. I mean, today in our power play meeting, we were just listening to the fans going nuts after the big goals we scored in the Barrie series in Game 7 there. And it was just like, that's the type of thing that when you're playing OHL hockey, it can really swing the momentum. And obviously for myself, it's just, it gives you goosebumps and chills just to hear the support. And obviously I know I speak on behalf of the team when we said we're beyond grateful for the support that the community gave the team this year.
Off that, Ryan, just, you know, you've seen this building full. You kind of touched on it. You've also seen this building empty. What does it mean to see the support from the community back here for this team?
It's honestly, it's amazing. I mean, this is, at this type of year, I don't think anyone realizes it because, you know, you don't get to travel to the other 19, you know, OHL centers, but we have the best building in the league at this time of year. There's no question. Now, my only thing is, you know, why not make this a cool environment in October, November, December? That would be taking it to the next level. But, you know, these guys are building that, and exciting hockey, got some special players and you know, a good group of returning guys for next year as well.
Ty, can you just talk about, obviously there's great players on this team, so many NHL draft picks, but getting every single one of those guys to buy in as a unit and play together, because there's only one puck and you all have to play together. Can you just talk about the brotherhood that you've built in that locker room with those guys, and, you know, just having you guys all buy into Coach Olahan's system on how to play and be successful at it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us, we all knew in the room of a special group that we had in there, and like Coach said, it's been building for the past 4 years, and that we were confident and that we knew that the coaches were going to do everything to put us in the right predicaments. And for us, I think it was all that we had the belief that we could hopefully go all the way and win a championship with this team. And I think everyone just you put yourself before you put the team before yourself, and I think we all bought into that. And then just the great characters we had in the room, it was you're playing for your teammates, and that's what Coach had up before every game. You're playing for the guy beside you, and I think that's kind of the mentality we really had the whole playoffs.
Coach, 2 conference championships is no easy feat, especially in a row. What can be learned from this, and what can the guys take away from this?
There's lots. Just going back from last year and then to this year, two completely different scenarios and journeys. Last year we kind of had it pretty easy and then ran into a giant in the Hamilton Bulldogs, which taught us a lot. And then it goes into, building a group that we felt was a scary, scary team to play against. And, one that we thought would be battle tested and ready for the playoffs. And we went through a really awesome run here, and you learn that when you get to this time, how good you need to be and how close, every single game and scenario is. And you look at this series, it could have easily gone either way, every game almost. So that's how tight and that's how close it is when you get to this moment. So you get a little taste and we're even more closer. I know a lot of guys don't like the feeling right now, and, we want to be back here again.
Question for Ty, following Coach's comments. How do you use this as motivation moving forward and holding your head high, knowing that you did your best and unfortunately it was just a one-goal game and it went the wrong way for your team?
Absolutely. I think, at the end of the game, one team's going to come out winning and one team's going to come out losing. And the Peterborough, they played a fantastic game and a fantastic series, so credits to them and congratulations on winning. But I think for us, it's that, we had the taste, we knew what we could have done, and I think now it's just coming back even more prepared, even more knowledgeable next year, and just trying to put our best out there like we did all season.
Thank you both. That concludes tonight's post-game press conference of Game 7.